Hey guys, Don Cottom with 323 Link and Cloud Room AV. Today I want to tell you a little bit about some of the tools we've created for our OneTouch. And for those of you who don't know, we build audio-visual systems on Windows computers. And what that means is we get to use all the resources of everyone who's developed in Windows, all the different add-on products, all the hardware devices, everything being developed for doing YouTube channels and all this content. They all become a part of our audio-visual universe within the OneTouch ecosystem. And so what I'm going to show you here, I've got OneTouch running in the background here. This is actually on a desktop computer where I run it like a studio to do videos like this. We have several modes in OneTouch. One of those is a studio mode to turn any small room into a YouTube studio. And so what we're doing here, though, is I'm going to show you 3 of our utilities that are kind of critical things to make a computer and AV system. And for those of you guys who are partners or dealers, you can get access for this for a very small annual fee to get all these tools for any Windows room. Just remember, if you have a Crestron or an Extron or a QSys or something like this, this is tools that can make the house computer operate better and intercommunicate with your control system. That's kind of the point of OneTouch. So not only is it its own, it can run its own room, it can run everything in a room, but it's also made to just augment and work with an existing control system to make everything better. Let me show you these tools. The first thing is Matrix X. And so Matrix X is this tool I'm moving around here. And this gives you the ability to build scenes, or we've turned the entire computer into a matrix switcher. And so we're able to use different software tools. In this case, we're using OBS to turn OBS into a full matrix switcher. This also can regulate any outputs, inputs of the system. We can mix scenes. We can do all kinds of cool audio mixes. But basically, we get a full audio mixer and full video mixer built into the computer with OBS using our Matrix X app. And anybody can build buttons. You would select the different scenario you want here. This generates a quick link that you can then put into one of the buttons, like the ones down here at the bottom, or the buttons you see here across the middle of OneTouch. And we can make that an actual switch that presents in the room. So if you want to do 2 laptops, or if you want to have scenarios where one laptop goes to one screen, one goes to another, and one goes to a third, all these crazy scenarios with a traditional video matrix switcher, we can do internal with a computer. What's great about that is it makes it NIST compliant because we can regulate and audit all use of all devices connected. One thing unique about OneTouch, NIST compliance comes secondhand with it because of the way that we built the architecture. So the next app I'm going to show you real quick is our monitoring app, and we call it Observer X. Observer X looks at all the devices on our system, what's active, what's idle. Right now I'm using Broadcaster as one of my tools for this. It allows us to go get all the information, the MAC address, everything on all the devices that are on the machine. Just a lot of useful here where I don't have to go digging around Windows. I have a dashboard that tells me everything on the machine and what I can do with those devices. And so that's what that primary app is for. But why we have that app is so we can use our Enforcer X application. And what this allows us to do, number one, is we can go into all the peripherals hooked up to the machine. And so in our world, everything's hooked up to the computer typically. We can link this into bigger existing audio systems and then can manipulate those as well from this. But this basically tells me all the devices connected, and this allows me to eliminate devices. So if I don't want people to see devices connected ever in the computer interfaces, I can eliminate them. I also can control and change the name. So a lot of times the users will get confused about the peripherals that are in the actual application. So I could actually have the Zoom mic say Zoom microphone, Zoom camera, Zoom speaker. And so we are able to control the names of the devices on the computer and permanently set those or delete them completely. And then we also have our gatekeeper function. This means if I have a set camera that only operates in Teams or Zoom or Google, I can affiliate or tie that camera directly to that one application, and that's all it can use. And these are things to fix many of the end user problems in the room where they get these sources messed up. This Enforcer tool will allow us to control exactly what happens every time in every scenario to every app. This also gives us another audit trail, but also things like AI. If we don't want AI or AI applications to grab some of these different peripherals, Well, we can just simply block those completely from the AI string, and then we can also audit whatever AI is used. We're providing schools and courts and other organizations with their own private sovereign AI servers. And that's something that's tying into all these room systems. So that's why some of this regulation and control is to make sure that we've got good controls over what AI is doing in our educational and in our business environments. All right, well, that's a quick rundown of these 3 utilities. Again, if you're not a partner or dealer, you can also get access to these with a really low cost, annual cost, where you'll get these tools for any of your rooms that have other control systems. These are just wonderful utilities that can help you really change how a room operates. All right, well, thanks for checking out some of the components of OneTouch and some of our back-end tools, and we look forward to talking to you. And if you're interested in looking at how we can reduce your costs by 30 or 40%, we can give you a more reliable room that's already NIST compliant and really create the rooms of the future with your team and staff, because you can custom write the things in here, and anybody off the street can operate, control, and program for our OneTouch system. So this is something that's made for universal programming, and anybody can start to even learn how to program by using this app. And we think a lot of school communities will really like that. So thanks for checking it out, and go to cloudroomav.com, and we look forward to speaking with you, and thanks for checking out Crave.